Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are live
Good
today.
morning, baby. How you
Good
doing?
morning, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Back from a long weekend for a lot of people.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Wow.
Hopefully, you made it through your holiday weekend and hopefully, you had some good times with family. And
hmm Thanksgiving was this past Thursday, so I hope you had a good time with your family and your friends. You took some time to
absolutely,
give thanks.
absolutely.
I hope you didn't spend all your money.
On Black Friday, now
That's
we
right.
got Black
Small
Friday,
Business
Small
Saturday.
Business Saturday,
Today is
and
Cyber Monday.
Cyber Monday. And how about all of them are give me your money?
And manufactured holidays just to do money grabs.
Absolutely, absolutely. But we are looking forward to helping you into your week and also into your year. But one of the things I thought about in this weekend, in this whole Thanksgiving weekend of it all, right?
hmm
There's a lot of checking out going on.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of checking out
Now
going on.
break it down, baby. What do you mean when you say
So
a lot of
there's a
checking out going
couple
on?
of different kinds of checkout, right? There's
Mhm.
checkout at the cash register,
Right?
and there's checkout online, and there's also checking out of the year.
Um, yeah, meaning I'm not gonna push anymore. I'm gonna finish this year out.
Coast.
I'm gonna coast this year out, finish this year out, and I'm gonna start afresh on 2022. Because in 2022, it's all about you, right? In 2022, you're gonna take care of you, right? You're gonna hear all these cool things said, all that stuff will be said.
Absolutely. I'm when it's on January the 1st, I'm gonna. But guess what? The year is not over. And especially for entrepreneurs, when you begin your checkout, and I'm not talking about a pause, I'm not talking about a weekend, I'm talking about when you start putting off for tomorrow what you could be or even should be doing today. You can put yourself in a precarious situation that makes it difficult to improve your momentum or gain it back, because now not only do you have to restart the year, but you kind of get have to restart your business, and you have to restart your energy to do it.
Exactly. A lot of people don't account for that kind of time. When you stop, you have to take the time that it takes to start over. Okay. When you slow it down, first off, you can't really slow it down. You're only going to stop it. That's all you can do. You can't slow down productivity. You can only stop productivity. Okay. And the whole idea that's one of the chief mistakes people make is believing that they have time, believing that this part of the time doesn't matter.
Yeah, this part doesn't matter. Like, and for me, it was a shift. Good morning, Melissa. For me, it was a shift because when I was in corporate, because of the accounts that I had for so many years, I had accumulated holiday time because I couldn't take any time off because my accounts
Right. So
required
you had
all
all these
hands.
days.
So every year for about 3 or 4 years, thank you, I had the month of December off.
Yeah, because I could have wore my yellow shirt. So you had December off because you had accumulated so much time because it was all hands on deck.
Yes, the whole
Did you
month.
do the opening thing, mantra?
No, I didn't. I didn't. Good morning, Michelle DeWitt.
I was
Thank you.
waiting
We
on
went
it.
right into it. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can you go and lock the door?
Ooh,
Our cleaning lady.
she here?
She's going to be probably in the middle of the show since you.
Brandon, unlock the door, please. The cleaning lady's coming.
So we definitely thank you. I love my sparkles. This is sparkly day. This is sparkly day. And I think Brian is gonna go try to change his outfit to coordinate. But I'm grateful, grateful, grateful. So what are you
Wait, before you leave gratefulness,
mm-hmm.
this past week was on Thanksgiving Day, was actually my birthday too. My 54th birthday. And I am so grateful and thankful to every single person who lifted a finger or raised a thought to help me celebrate my birthday, whether it was just a reaction or a comment or a phone call or a song. I got all of that. Grateful to my wife for an amazing, clever gift that has just taken the Facebook cigar world by storm. of a bouquet of cigars and liquor and chocolate. And just like a bouquet of flowers, it was a bouquet of those things. So thank you, every single person who helped me who wished me a happy birthday in any kind of way. Thank you.
And good morning, Sister Jeannie. Thank you so much for popping in this morning. Thank you all for just all being a part of the family. I'm grateful. We are broadcasting live from Facebook as well as LinkedIn. We're on 3 different networks here in Facebook world, the BBC. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to the SIBN network. And of course, the Empowerment Duo family. We appreciate you.
I was listening to, and it's a very popular video on, I watched a couple of videos this morning in the middle of my work. But the one was, if you want to be rich, you can't be normal, by Warren Buffett. Okay. You can't be normal and rich at the same time. And he gives like top 10 tips that he tells young people who decide to become wealthy. And one of the tips was, look at what everyone else is doing and do the opposite thing. You can't go with the crowd because there's no wealth in the going with the crowd, And he makes that point a couple of different ways. But he also makes the point about your associations a couple of different ways. If you're not hanging around people that are smarter than you or going somewhere, first off, he says anyone with no ambition, if they're not talking about what they're trying to become and do, they shouldn't be spending time with you.
Melissa said, happy belated birthday, Papa B.
Thank you.
Sister Jeannie said, happy 54th again, Brian.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Yes, it's my 54th.
Again. Michelle DeWitt, thank you so much for joining us.
Michelle DeWitt, Saturday night. I love to play cards, okay? And I don't often get a chance to play cards, but I believe I'm really, really good at it, okay? So Michelle DeWitt is on here. We once took a trip to the mountains together with Michelle and her husband and another couple. And me and my partner just trounced Michelle DeWitt, just trounced them in spades. But so she told her friends who had a birthday party this Saturday about that experience, and they invited me. As soon as we got to the door, the friend was talking junk. Oh, I heard about you. We're going to kick your butt all over the place tonight. And when I sat down to the table and played 2 separate games of spades, they did exactly what she said. I can't remember the last time I got my butt kicked that hard playing spades.
You didn't have a single hand almost all night.
I didn't have any hands. I had like 3-4 hands where I had 1 spade. One time, it was so sad. I had 1 spade and 4 clubs and everything else was red. And that 1 spade was the 4. Okay. I had 1 hand where I had 1 spade and it was the joker. Extreme odd. Either way, they're both terrible, terrible hands. But anyway, I got trounced in spades. It came back around.
Well, I don't play. I do know how to play. And a lot of people ask me, I don't play. The energy at the spades table is very offensive to me.
These 2 women that beat us so bad? They were sisters, and they've been playing together for 30, 40 years. They knew each other's games real well, but they talk more trash than me. Way more trash than me.
I don't participate.
But I laughed.
It was almost hard to watch.
It was not hard to watch. It was fun.
You don't experience it the same way I do. And it's okay for you to like it, but I didn't.
I do like it.
I would have rather sat with the kids. I would have rather sat with the kids. There was a couple of times that I tried to go and just leave. And
well, stop you. But that was our Saturday night. But Friday night we went to the comedy club yet again. Oh man, shouts out to Dr. Beverly and Dr. Deborah.
So understand, we take pauses, but we don't make stops. Like you don't put on the brakes.
Right.
You don't put on the brakes. We take pauses, but we don't stop completely. Like this weekend, even though I took my weekend. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. Even though I took my weekend, I still worked some during the weekend. I usually try to make sure that I moderate that because I do want time off. But because I enjoy what I do, a lot of times I just enjoy working. Sister Jeannie, thank you. She said, I agree with you, Lisa. I don't like the trash talk. I don't like it. I don't like the energy of it.
In all caps and trash talk in all caps with exclamation points with an S. I do.
Even when they're friendly, when they're having fun or whatever, that it just bristles me. It brushes up against me and makes me really unsettled. Good morning, Dr. Deborah.
But
Dr. Beverly, thank you.
I will tell you, the women that was talking trash, they enjoyed it too. Especially the birthday girl. She really liked it. Yeah. She wanted to talk trash during the game and in between hands.
It's overwhelming for me.
It was hilarious to me. Good morning again, Dr. Beverly. It was great hanging out with you on Friday night. Oh man, that was beautiful. We went to the comedy club Friday night. We saw some old head comedians. We saw Ed Lover, and we saw Talent, and they had two other features with them. They had another comedian who's kind of an up and comer, and they brought a violinist at the comedy club. She actually started it off, and it was impossible not to be impressed with her talent. You know, she was good. She was dancing around the stage and playing her violin, you know, to upbeat music, hip hop music. She was doing violin to it.
She was definitely cool. I think she was really great. I am impressed with the violin. Period. I think Lizzo brought the violin into being cool.
And even though Lizzo played
violin. Yeah, she is a violinist. I mean, like a violinist, like Juilliard type thing.
I don't know much of her stuff, but I need to find out. I guess.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know that.
So anyway, what are you doing? What are your thoughts on this Monday morning following the holiday weekend as it relates to the rest of your year?
Yes, because you got plenty of time. Goodness gracious, today's November the 29th.
You still got the rest of this month and all of next month.
Oh my Lord, you got a lot. Yeah, you still got 2 days left in November.
We got some great I expect that you guys will give us some great conversation tomorrow about accelerate your sales. We're going to have the real Dean Forbes on here tomorrow with the sales confidence coach. I suspect I will be over here with my pen and paper make it all make sense. Good morning, brother Gabe. Thank you for being in the building in our LinkedIn world. We appreciate you and all that you do.
Good morning, Gabe.
That's right. Sister Jeannie says, now you're talking, Brian. I love comedy and music.
Yes,
absolutely. That is what I enjoy.
You know, one of the things I remember about Friday night, and I want to get on topic again as well, was Dr. Beverly saying she hadn't laughed like that in a while. You know, big old belly laughs. You know?
And we try to do it at least once a week. Oh, at least 3 times a month, I think, has been consistently that we heard that we're getting comedy in. Yes, actually, I'm looking forward to 2 things coming up in January, but I'm trying to make sure that I put some things in between there because I don't want to be racing my energy all the way up to January. I'm looking forward to 3 things in January. Actually, January is my birthday. January is my cruise. January is the Temptations movie. Play in the Blumenthal, I think it is here in Charlotte. And so I want all of those. And remember that my birthday is the whole month of January. So you can feel free to participate in all of those things. Good morning, Jacqueline. Peace and blessings again. Dr. Deborah, Julie Ray, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Sister Jacqueline. I really appreciated your comment. I did story time with Paul B last night.
Yes.
And the story, I've been telling that story for years. And Sister Jacqueline gave me a new perspective on the story. She goes, Brian, that story is really intense. And I had never thought about that story as intense before, but I guess she's right. I think you're right. It is an intense story. Little boy being held underwater, almost drowned.
How about a way to give a kid some perspective? Good gracious. Dr. Deborah says her throat is still a little sore from the comedy show, but oh so worth it. Absolutely, Gabe. I hear you. He says humor and music are both keys to the soul for me. Absolutely. Yeah.
Imagine a life with no music.
To have that in your life. Julie Ray says, yes, traumatic. There is some trauma. And you know what? There's some trauma in that story. But I actually think that I think it was a necessary trauma.
Yeah, to get you there. To understand.
These days, the new parenting, you don't let anything happen to your kids.
Yeah, we're really soft today. Kids don't even want them to fall off the bicycle.
No,
when I was a kid, they wanted us to fall off the bike to get the falling out the way.
Get the falling out of the way.
Yeah, you're gonna fall, so go ahead, get on there and fall down a few times, scrape your shins. put on a Band-Aid and get back on the bike.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're roller skating, you have to fall down, all of these things. And now we got so much gear on them. Surprised they even learn how to do it. But this is Monday Morning Thought. So these are, again, musings that we get to discuss the pros, cons, benefits, and drawbacks of what it is that you have going on in your mind and how it's impacting your life.
I saw a poll this morning, a Gallup poll.
A Gallup
They
poll.
do this poll all the time. What percentage of Americans don't like their jobs? Guess what the new number is? Take a guess. What percentage of Americans do you believe don't like their jobs today? Okay, and I'm gonna wait till somebody make a guess before I tell the actual number.
I think it's interesting. I think that it's interesting because I know the number, right? I know the number. Dr. Beverly is the queen of this. She says that sounds like a book. Get the falling out of the way.
Get the falling and the failing out of the way. How about that?
That's what she has. Is it falling? Yeah. I like get the failing out of the way. I like both of them.
Yep.
So often, I forgot where I was going. I worked most of my corporate career at home, right? So a lot of people would say, and I loved my job. I really, really loved my job. And a lot of people say, you just like your job because you work from home. That wasn't why I liked it. But now everybody else is working from home too.
And they still
don't like it.
We talked to someone just yesterday who works from home. And she was talking about how every Monday morning at 8 a.m., when she clocks in, she feels anxiety before she clocks in. Now, this is at home. Her commute is seconds versus driving half an hour, which she used to do. Okay, now she just commutes from her bedroom to the place she's going to work or get your table or whatever it is.
Good.
Still
Good
hates
morning,
the job.
Craig. Thank you for joining us again this morning. Yet she still hates the job.
Yes.
It's still a drawback.
What percentage of Americans you believe hate their job? I want to know what you think.
So that actually triggered another conversation with you and I this morning.
Yep.
And we were talking about
that was a good one too.
Yeah, that's what I would like us to touch on. So we were talking about the musing that says if you do what you love, you'll never work a day.
Or the importance of doing what you love. Okay, it's important that you do what you love. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you had a perspective on that. You care to share?
Yeah, my perspective is when we hear that, or when I hear that, I hear the unspoken new if you only do what you love, right? That we're getting now with everybody. Oh, I'll do what you love. I'm going to do what I love. I'm going to do what I love. Listen, everybody don't get to do what they love all the time.
All the time is the key.
That's the point. It's not all the time.
Just do what you love.
Right. Sister Jeannie says, if you hate what you're doing, it sounds like it's time for a change. Absolutely. But here's the thing. Sometimes it is mental perspective as well. The perspective that I like that you often give, which was Zig Ziglar's.
Let me tell it real quickly. Please. Zig Ziglar is a world-renowned motivational speaker. And he was giving a motivational talk, telling people in the audience they could do what they want to they can go where they want to go, they could be who they want to be. And he was giving them all this positivity about life. And there was this one lady couldn't wait for the break. She accosted him. She goes, you don't understand. I work for the most miserable man in the world. My job is to care for him. He never pays me a compliment. He's always rude to me. He's never nice to me. I just hate my job with him. It's the worst job ever. I hate it. All this stuff. And Ziglar says to her, on this job that you hate, does he pay you? She goes, yeah, he pays me. Does he pay you well? Yeah, he pays me pretty good. Do you like getting paid? Yeah, I like getting paid. Okay, good. Do you ever have any time off? Well, yeah, I get every weekend off and, holidays and stuff like that. Do you like getting time off? Well, yeah, I like getting time off too. Like if you had an emergency, is it going to be possible for you to just go and take care of it? Oh, yeah, that's never a problem right there. And he went down for a few things. And when this woman took herself from everything about the job was terrible, and Ziglar helped her find 6, 7, 8 things about the job that she actually liked. Perspective. Changed her focus. And then she decided that she no longer has to allow him to make her miserable every day. Absolutely. When someone making you miserable that often, you're complicit. You're taking part in it.
You have something to do with it. That's right, Sister Judy. She says, find a balance. Yes, you can change your attitude. Maybe this is the change you have to make. Amen. Sister Beverly says, Dr. Beverly says, more than half, that's more than half the people that don't like their jobs, as well as the people that don't like their job, they don't like their life.
Yeah. And I love the people that don't like their life. Brian Tracy he said something to me. I went to a seminar and saw Brian Tracy when I was in my 20s. And I'm 54 now, and this just still resonates to me. And he says, you know why most adults, the ones that are unhappy, do you know why they're unhappy? The adults that are unhappy, the reason why they're unhappy is they have not yet figured out what they are good at. Mm. He believes that's the number one reason people are not happy. They haven't figured out what they're good at. So if he's right at all, they're unhappy because they haven't figured out what they're good at. And the statistic was actually 85% of Americans don't like their job. 85% of them. So they don't like their job. They're unhappy because they haven't figured out what they're good at. They're doing jobs that they can do just good enough. Mm-hmm. Maybe they'd be happy if they discovered what their real gift, skills, and talents and passions are. I'm going to talk about passion a lot this week.
Leanne said, indeed. I remember that story from Zig, Brian. Such a good reminder. Thanks. Absolutely. Dr. Deborah says, even when you work for yourself, you may not like every part of what you do, but you still have to do it to make it work.
Thank you for saying that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You still get to do it until you can finally or eventually get to a place where you can delegate the things that you are not passionate about, and you can focus on the things that you are uniquely skilled, gifted, and purposed to do.
You know, and the job that I had the longest was a home improvement sales manager in my whole life. And the owner of the company, his name was David. His office was right up front, and he had a big picture window. And he called me in because I always showed up to work 30 minutes early. Okay, and that's one thing that made me always mad. I always was 30 minutes early every day. He had me come in. He goes, Brian, look at this. I want you to stand here with me. So I'm standing with him, and we were watching all the other salespeople as they pull into the parking lot. Mm-hmm. Park their cars, get out of their cars, and walk in. He says, you could tell by the way they get out of their car and walk into the building who even has a chance at making a sale today. Some people, you can look at them and say they have no chance today.
They're dragging in.
They're dragging it in, yes. But the ones that have a little pep.
Just a little pep.
Out of this window right here, I can see our housekeeper, cleaner, getting ready. She's got a chance to clean the heck out of this house today. She has been working with enthusiasm at her car before she even comes in. She's mixing chemicals, filling bottles, putting everything together so she can do minimal trips. I can see, she's doing it with such enthusiasm. Look at her, baby. She's about to clean the hell out of our house. I'll tell you that right now, just by looking at that.
And I'm just saying that, so we are now in this generation, if you will, that you hear a lot about, if I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. Mm-hmm. If I don't want to do it, only do what you love and you'll never have to work a day. Well, even if you are doing what you love, you still get to work.
You have to. You have to work. There's not all of the job you're going to love, okay? There's stuff, Dr. Deborah, I'm so grateful that you said that. Even if you work for yourself, you may not like every part of what you do, but you still have to do it to make it work. Lisa said you do it till you have to make it work, until you can hire people to do the things that you're not as skilled with. And you got to do that.
Or what passionate about. Absolutely.
I was thinking about it. What does my admin really do for me? And she's done an awful lot in the month that I've had her. She's done a lot of work, and she still does too. So she's done a lot. I've had her more than 1 month, 2 months now, I think. And she's doing great. Yes. So you don't get to just do what you love to do. You have to do some parts of what you love to do that you don't like to do to make it work. The people that are successful, they don't like doing the same things that the unsuccessful people don't like doing. But the successful ones do it anyway because it has to be done.
Sis Leanne says they have also put their dreams on hold, believing that they have no choice. Ooh. When actually they do have a choice. They don't realize it though. So they give up on their dream and just drag themselves to a job every day. That makes them sad or discontented too. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. Learning how to figure out the balance in what you are called to do with what you have to do to be able to do what you want to do is a unique process in and of itself.
And I love it. I love it, Sister Leah. And here's the thing: even if you have a job, this is my thing on Thang Talk. Okay, I do a speech called "Your Thing versus Your Thing." Do we have time?
Go ahead.
Your thing versus your thing. Your thing is the job. Your thing is whatever you have to do to make the money to pay for your stuff, your place to live, your transportation, your food. The thing that you do to pay for the stuff that you have to have, I call that your thing. I call your passion, the thing that you imagine yourself doing, the thing that you really, really want to do with your life, the thing that your subconscious won't let you not think about. I call that your thing, your THANG. For example, if your thing is, if you want to be a stand-up comedian and you imagine being on stage just telling jokes and getting laughs and applause, that's your thing, okay? But you work at Starbucks. That's your thing. You're a barista by day, but you're thinking about being a stand-up comic. And I say to maintain the balance that sister, or leading towards what Sister Leanne is talking about there is, do your job, do your thing, but do not neglect your thing. Figure out a way to do your job and to do your passion. If your passion is acting, act as well as work your job. Sing as well as work your job. Do your art as well as. You never should neglect your thing for the sake of your thing.
And you get to do both. Good morning, Katura. Thank you for joining us this morning.
You should even pledge allegiance to your thing. You know, I have a thing that I learned from Mr. Victor Antonio called I pledge allegiance to my thing. I'm going to rise above doing what I love. I'm going to make some dough doing what I know. And those that laugh can kiss my assets. This is how I end all my speeches very often, as a call and response to that poem.
This morning, I actually, because I saw Craig and he always enjoys getting a card pulled for him. Amen.
You got it.
Leanne says, amen, Brian. I'm so glad. I'm so about dream fulfilled. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for.
Now, the cards she's pulling, these are called Amazing Mindfulness cards. If you happen to be just visiting for the first time, Lisa invented these cards, I think, a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, a year ago, and 2 years ago. And what they are is a thought, an amazingly uplifting thought with a corresponding scripture. Craig is here and he enjoys the cards, so Lisa's been shuffling the cards, and she's going to pull one at random for Craig.
And this one is, I have the strength of God. I have the strength of God. And Isaiah 41:10 is the corresponding scripture for that. Sister Jeannie says, that's right, Brian. I'm balancing my thing and my thing. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Good.
I have the strength of God. Who else feels this card is for them? I have the strength of God. Knowing that no matter what you are going through right now, you can accomplish that which what you are called to do, because we are created with purpose on purpose. And I am grateful to be operating in my purpose.
Amen to that. Operating in your purpose is amazing. You know, your passion, you know, you could, you know, Zig Ziglar also tells a story about people telling him, because he got known for motivational speaking, people telling him all that rah-rah stuff don't really work all the time. You know, all that, I don't really go for that all the time. Every now and then it might be fine, but I'm not really into that rah-rah stuff and thinking positive all the time. And Ziegler gave him I thought was a great answer. He goes, you know, thinking positive like I'm talking about and the rah-rah stuff, it will not help you to do everything. You're right. But it does help you to do everything that you do better. Okay? You know, you can't do, I'm not going to be able to go to the moon because I'm thinking positive. Okay? But the things I can do, my work, I can do it better with a positive attitude.
Absolutely. 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 Sister Jean says, I read my amazing cards every day, and this card is for me. I'm grateful. Dr. Beverly says, I've traded my strength for God's strength. Otherwise, I won't make it. Absolutely. Better know that that's true. Absolutely. I like that scripture that goes, my strength is made perfect in weakness. Because when we are when we release ourselves to the power of God, then we get superhuman strength.
How many times in your life has you seen that happen to you? When you finally let it go and let God, don't you even feel stronger? And stuff happens faster. It's happened to me so many times. I feel like sometime when I'm pressing, I'm in God's way. When I'm stressing, I'm blocking God some kind of way.
Leanne, thank you so much. She said, "Go, Lisa, girl. That scarf is smoking, and I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm grateful as well. This, I do want to send some reminders because tomorrow is going to come right on schedule, and a lot of times we let it slip by us. But tomorrow is the first Tuesday of the month. And on the first and third Tuesdays of the month, we gather together to network in a special and unique way. As the ladies, we are celebrating not just your businesses, not just your familial or general accomplishments, but your personal accomplishments and supporting you throughout your endeavors with Women's Empowerment Networks. We really, really, really hope that you will register and come and join us on tomorrow night at 7 p.m.
Eastern.
7 p.m. Eastern. That's right. Just go to women'sempowermentnetworks.com and register there, and we will see you at 7 p.m. We're looking forward to hearing like how you're going to close out your year, what you have accomplished, where your heart is, and what we can pray for. I am praying intently along with some of the ladies from last month, getting some things in order that they asked God to do for them in their lives. And I'm looking forward to hearing some success stories.
Amen. Women's Empowerment Network tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Also at the same time, Male Empowerment Networks, men. Male Empowerment Networks is a place where we've been doing it since August of 2013. It's a discussion group for men and teenage men. Because men need men. Men need a place to get stuff off of them. Men tend to cry in the dark, and Superman really is a myth. So we need a safe place where men can be men. It's open to all men as long as they're over age of 12. Any man can attend. So maybe, ladies, you might know some men who can be benefited by another community of upwardly mobile and loving and supportive men to hear them out. That's the number one thing we do. We hear each other. We talk.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can go directly to womenempowermentnetworks.com right now to register for tomorrow night so that you will get the reminder about it. And gentlemen, please connect with maleempowermentnetworks.com. Click on the join now button if you just want to go in at 7 o'clock, or you can register to be a part of it as well. We are looking forward to helping the men and women of our network to continue to be empowered. Sister Jenny, you are very welcome. She says, thank you for the reminder, Lisa, about when Women Empowerment Network. Jacqueline says, whoops, I've raised my children to recognize their passion. I prayed and asked God to show me my children's gifts and talents even before they knew. Although no one told me to ask God, I somehow knew God would give me discernment and insight about them. I have lovingly guided them. And today they're all doing what they truly love. The work changes, however, it's always connected to their passions. Amen.
That's
amazing.
A
blessing. That is a blessing. That is really a blessing. You're very welcome. Hope to see you at Women's Empowerment. I'm looking forward to seeing as many of the ladies there. Please go and register. But speaking of...
Before we leave the calendar for tomorrow, because tomorrow men and women are the most important things. But tomorrow, and they both happen at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the Sales Confidence Podcast. I think I'm at episode 15 now, I believe. The Sales Confidence Podcast. And tomorrow we're going to talk about your secret weapon in selling yourself and your services. Your secret weapon. You want to know what the secret weapon is? Well, it's a secret. I'll just tell you guys, but don't tell anybody. Your secret weapon in selling yourself and selling your service is the word emotion. Emotion. That's the secret. So I'm talking about that tomorrow at 1 p.m. on the Sales Confidence Podcast, and you'll see the post about that too. It's done through StreamYard on Facebook, LinkedIn, as well as YouTube.
And I'm really excited about the podcast. I enjoy his podcast as well. I'm looking forward to celebrating an additional author. We have another author scheduled for tomorrow, and I don't have my list
Tomorrow's
handy.
Dean Forbes. He is an
No,
author.
that's on this show.
Oh, okay.
On the author's corner at 1:30. I have so many authors. I cannot remember who is scheduled for tomorrow, but we'll let you know in the morning. We'll make sure that you get the notifications for that. And what I was going to talk about was, as we are preparing for 2022, not wanting you to rush forward. I want you to focus on where you are, right? But you still have to have a dual vision, if you will. You have to take some time to be in the now, and you have to take some time to plan for the future.
Take some time. That's another secret. Great things do take time. You can't get a baby in a month, no matter what you do. You can't get 9 women pregnant and get a baby in a month. No, you got to it takes 9 months to make a baby, no matter what. It just takes 9 months to do that. You can't rush that process, and it's going to be great when you get it. So much of your business is the same thing. You can't rush some parts of it. You just can't. I heard that this morning as well. I was up at my desk at about 6 this morning, so I got plenty of time. I was on sellingpower.com website. I was watching sales training videos. I was learning some stuff because I want to keep myself green and growing instead of ripe and rotting. Can y'all tell selling is my passion? Can y'all tell? And how to sell and sales training. I love it. I ingest as much of it as I can, as well as motivation. It's about that time. You ready to do a songs early?
No. Okay. And to remind you of your moving forward, right? So some of it requires preparation. We talk about preparation when we talk about planting and growing. You got to prepare. You got to prepare the soil. What we are doing together, starting on December the 10th, what we are doing together is collecting an amazing team of folk to support you on these last 21 days, going through your last 21 days leading up to 2022. So if you want to be a part of the Jumpstart 2022, we look forward to having you there, and you can register for the Jumpstart 2022 right here. You can do it now, so you'll be ready for it. Yes, Leanne, I saw it. She's on the cover of Summit Business Magazine that just came out. I love that.
I gotta go see it.
Love that. I have to see. Well, I saw it. It's really good. But we want you to go ahead and register for the Jumpstart in 2022. It's a 21-day support webinar. It's going to start on the December the 10th. We're going to be providing you with tips, insight, information throughout the end of the year so that you can manifest the 2022 that you have been wanting to.
Now, the Jumpstart is you said it starts on the 10th? Mm-hmm. And is it a daily event?
So it starts on the 10th, and there will be daily activities. Okay. We won't necessarily be on call or anything. There will be daily insights from different coaches that have different areas of expertise to help you to move towards your goal of success. Your goal may be different from someone else's, but we know that accountability is so critical for the success of a goal. And whatever it is that you're looking to find success for, we want to make sure that we have support there for, especially for those who have multiple goals, where it's so easy to get caught up fulfilling one thing and you leave something else out, and you focus on the one thing that you enjoy most and you don't focus on everything. So we'll have coaches for success, for mindset, for publishing, of course, for marketing strategies, for podcasting, for being able to focus on your weight loss, for your mental health, for all of those things. And we're looking forward to seeing you there at bit.ly/jumpstart2022.
That's right. You need those kinds of events in your life. You do. Plus the collection of talent that's going to be there willingly sharing is amazing.
This sister Jacqueline, she says, Brian and Lisa, the empowerment duo, have been a tremendous blessing for and to me while I recover and heal this year. You both kept and continue to keep me inspired and
Wow.
empowered and focused. I am so glad I am connected and continue to quietly prepare myself for my business and the fireworks they will bring. Absolutely.
Thank you.
I am so
Thank
excited.
you very much as well for saying so. First off, it's very kind for you to say so. And we appreciate that also. And you've added too. You didn't just come and take, Sister Jacqueline. You've added an awful lot to our show. We need you and your perspectives. They matter. They matter a lot.
Absolutely.
You know, if just one of you guys that are on here today that are participating in this, if even one of you were not here today, we would not have this many people.
Dr. Deborah is looking forward to the Jumpstart. I am looking forward to seeing you there. Absolutely, absolutely. We have some great people already registered, and I'm just looking forward to seeing how those registrations are going to just continue to build and grow, because there's so much to do for 2022 and so much in store for 2022. I really, really, really want you to be there so that you can participate in it.
You know, just listen to Lisa say that last little bit there. I'm always interested in how these New Year's mantras. You know, there's so much for you to do in 2022. Or what you gonna do in 2022? Well, in 2022, is it finally going to be about you? All that stuff that rhymes with 2022, and I like them. It's fun to me. I don't want it to be, it's all about you in 2022, because that's never true. Okay, so it's never all about you.
No, it can be about the best you in 2022. And then it doesn't have to only be about you, because hopefully you're a well-rounded individual, and you being your best will add to your community.
Yeah, you being your best and adding to your community means that you're doing things that help out others. Okay, help out other people than you. Now, and I think that just matters so much. You know, when we pre-COVID, when we used to go do group workshops, and I used to do some of them, but I always gave away something at the end of my workshop. And what I normally gave away was a free selling your services a workshop to somebody. And I would pick people at random out of the audience, and I'd have 4 people come up on the platform, the stage, and I would ask them all the same question based upon how they answer the question, who got the award. And the question I would ask is, and I would build it up, you know, this training is going to be this, this, and this, and why should I give it to you for free? And I would listen to the first person, why should I give it to you for free? And then I would give them all a chance to answer. And I knew before I started asking those questions, whoever said the most about how they're going to help others was the one I was going to reward it to. You know, and I think I was doing that the right way. People that said, because I need the money, let's go. That's not a bad answer. That's cool. I respect that answer. Because I want to help my neighborhood or my community is a better answer to me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. I definitely agree with that. I think that's one of the things that really stoked me for as I was looking back of the authors for 2021. The empowerment authors is such a unique category for me to be niched in, and I'm grateful that my authors are becoming more and more successful, that they're making money and all of those things. But the most important element for me is and always will be how they are impacting the world with their story.
Yes, I even saw that on some of your posts. Or some of your materials. How you're going to impact? Oh, they are impacting the world. I think that's what I saw you say. These are my authors that are impacting the world.
Yeah, they're changing the world with their stories. They're making people be mindful of kindness, mindful of our differences, mindful of looking after one another. Am I my brother's keeper? Mindful of the fact that, you know, we can have differences of opinion, differences of perspective, and we can still respect one another's rights to think, be, feel however we have or however we are. And then we have those authors that are helping communities by helping to encourage young men to become responsible men, grown men, thought-seeking men, and I'm just excited about all of the diverse talents that are represented in the empowerment authors, and I'm looking forward to the 2022 group.
Yeah, the 2022 group. Talk about that now. What does that mean, the 2022 group?
So I'm looking forward to seeing who is going to be sharing their story with the world in 2022. We're going to be hosting a webinar on on Wednesday at 7 p.m. about all the different ways to publish, how to publish, what's necessary to publish, what do you need to know, what do you need to write about, how to go about the process, what type of process works best for you. Is it traditional publishing, self-publishing, hybrid publishing? How are you going to share your story with the world? And is just writing and publishing the book enough? But are there additional steps to becoming successful for your process? You can register for that on Wednesday. The link is already in the description, but I'll put it up on the screen. It is very simply Publish You 2022. Because we want to get you published. We want to get you accomplished in 2022 as one of the empowerment authors. We have several of the authors on today's line, and we look forward to having you added to that number.
Now, that's news. That's stuff we have coming up, and I'm looking forward to you taking part in it. But today's topic was actually, the musings of, the thoughts of today's entrepreneurs. And I don't want you guys to be stingy. Go ahead and be willing to share, because we've shared some of ours. The importance of your passion, the importance of working early and staying late. Something another thing too is amusing, and we're gonna get to our greeting jams in just a moment here. But I remember seeing these things like all back to back to back. There was interviewing LL Cool J, LL Cool J about what he thought was the key to success, and he said, "Well, you're gonna have to be willing to give up something to become successful." And he said, "What do you got to give up?" He said, "You're gonna have to give up some sleep to become successful. You're gonna have to be willing to give up sleep." Really, LL? That's it? That's what he said. And then I always love the story from about Beyonce's dancer, her and her dancers, and they were rehearsing for an upcoming concert. And one of the dancers said, "You know what? We haven't even eaten in 3 days." They were rehearsing round the clock, hadn't even stopped to eat in 3 days. And no one realized it until one person said so. Wow! Commitment to me. Wow. They wanted that. And the show, that's why her shows are always awesome. That's why her and her dancers are in sync. They got their game tight.
Absolutely. How often do you come into my office and be like, have you gotten up? Have you done anything? Have you moved? When I'm working on those timelines and deadlines for my clients, that's the most important thing. Whether or not I eat is inconsequential. Whether or not I get up, sometimes I gotta stay right here until I get it done. Sometimes I gotta stay on the phone with them until they get it done. We just gotta do what's necessary to make it happen.
And that's why you win. It's 9:45. One thing we're about to do right now. This show's been going since October of 2016. Some of you guys, like Melissa Price, been rocking with us for years. Some of you guys, even though you haven't been with us for years as yet, but you are consistent contributors, like Sister Jacqueline Rosier. And we like to thank you. And the way Lisa and I like to thank you is with greeting songs or greeting logos. For example, right up front, Melissa Price has a greeting song. Hers is bam, 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 bam. Melissa's on. Now it's time for us to sing her song. Melissa's on. Good morning, Miss Melissa Price. Again, Melissa, I love, love, love that you're willing to take part in Story Time with Paul B. 3 weeks ago, I started this thing from Sunday through Thursday night where I get a chance to tell a useful fiction story. It's been 3 weeks already. How about that? I got a new song before it and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to be on there tonight at 9 o'clock telling another story with Story Time with Paul B. Tonight at 9 p.m.
Yes.
Who's up next?
And for the rest of this week.
And for the rest of this week until Thursday. But next week is going to be just Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 3 stories a week. But Miss Michelle DeWitt has a greeting song too. It's DeWitt, DeWitt, Michelle DeWitt. That's her logo, basically.
Absolutely.
And Sister Jeannie is here. We get to do all. It's been a while since we did Sister Jeannie's song. She's got a smile so bright. At night, you don't need no light. Sister Jeannie. Sister Jeannie. You're supposed to hit the second one.
I have a totally different song in my head, and I know that's the right song, so that's why I was like,
she's got a smile so bright. At night, you don't need no light. Sister Jeannie.
Sister Jeannie.
That's it.
We love you. Good morning,
Miss Phyllis is here. So clear the way.
Good morning,
Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day. Miss Phyllis is another one. She's been rocking with this show for years, and we appreciate you, Miss Phyllis.
Absolutely.
Very often she's catching the show in the middle of her commute with her headphones. She's in New York City. Who's up next?
Absolutely. Good morning, Keisha.
Good morning, Miss Keisha Whitfield.
Thank you for joining us today. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Dr. Beverly.
Dr. Beverly has a logo. It goes, Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. How you doing?
Good morning.
And those of you who don't have one yet, you can get one.
Absolutely. Good morning, Gabe. Thank you for joining us today. Thank
Julie
you
Ray
so
Hammontree
much.
has a song.
Yes.
Julie Ray Hammontree.
Find out what she means to me.
Julie Ray Hammontree. That's her jam.
Good morning.
Dr. Deborah Dunstan has a song as well.
Dr. Deborah, healing and deliverance coach. Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Dr. Deborah Dunstan. Again, thank you for hanging out with Lisa and I this past Friday. You're always so much fun to hang out with. Craig Sabb. 1,000 degrees. You'll be on your knees. You'll be burning, begging, please. Brother Freeze. Come on, Mr. Craig Sabb. How you doing, Craig?
It's Brittany. Brittany Thomas. It's Brittany. It's your time. It's your time. Yeah.
And Brittany Thomas, thank you as well for joining me last night on Storytime with Paul B and expressing how much you enjoyed those. I looked at your pictures, the ones that you posted on Facebook stories, and you just look so happy. Your big old beautiful smile with your red shoes. This last one I saw. I love those big smiling pictures of yours.
Absolutely. Good morning, Leanne.
Miss Leanne has a song.
It's Leanne. It's Leanne.
Time is a wheel in constant motion, always rolling us along. Tell me who wants to look back on their years and wonder where those years have gone. Miss Leanne, that's right, Miss Leanne. Who wants to look back on their years and wonder where those years have gone?
Exactly.
Miss Katura Green has a jam. Back to life. Back to Katura Green.
However do you want it? However
do you need it?
Do you need it?
Good morning, Miss Katura Green. I'm hoping you had a great weekend as well.
Absolutely. Jacqueline
Rosier is here, according to Jacqueline, but she actually has a song.
Jacqueline Rosier, pretty little girl that I adore. You're the only one my heart beats for. I'm so glad that you love mine.
Good morning, Miss Jacqueline Rosier. Good morning to you.
Absolutely.
Did we get everybody?
I think we got everybody with only a minute to spare. If you haven't gone to bit.ly jumpstart 2022, go there now. Make sure that you jump in to find out how you can participate in being one of the authors in 2022. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning for the show. Our special guest, Dean Forbes, and we are loving to hang out with you guys on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for Women Empowerment and Male Empowerment Networks. And you can go to the respective pages, womenempowermentnetworks.com and maleempowermentnetworks.com. We look forward to seeing you there. Today is Monday, so don't forget to have sex.